Hi class, welcome to the recording of Understanding the Personal Teacher Narrative. This video will help you understand one of the first major assignments in the course, your personal teacher narrative. First of all, why do you have to do this assignment? Well, it has a number of purposes. First, it will help you understand why you're going into teaching by thinking about your journey into teaching and writing about it. It will help you identify your strengths and weaknesses as a teacher in the classroom. It will help you identify strategies to capitalize on your strengths and overcome or ameliorate your weaknesses. It will help you think about the types of students you get along well with and the types that challenge you. And finally, it will enable you to implement what you've learned about APA and writing from Module 2. You can find all the instructions and the link to submit under Major Assignments. It's the top link in that folder, Teacher Narrative. If we go into the Teacher Narrative folder, you'll see the instructions that I'm going to go over and the grading checklist. This video, Understanding the Teacher Narrative assignment, in addition to being in Module 2, is also placed there for you to view. And finally, the link to submit your personal teacher narrative. Here we are looking at the first page of the instructions that are in that folder. This assignment is due on February 21st, and it's worth 15% of your grade. It may be submitted up to a week late with a 10% point penalty. And once I grade it and return it to you, it may be revised after it's graded once for a higher grade. Remember, the way to revise an assignment in the course is simply download the file I return to you, leave my grades and comments, all of my instructions in place, save it to your computer, and then make your changes using a different color font or highlighting them in some way. Resubmit it to the same link. Let's take a look at the instructions. First of all, you've already done an assignment to help you prep for this. It was called Your Journey into Teaching, and it was due at the end of your first week. Now you're going to take that paper and turn it into a narrative describing what it is that makes you tick as a teacher. So you have to cover 5 content areas: your journey into teaching, the type of teacher you want to be, the strengths and weaknesses you bring to the classroom, a reflection of what you learned about yourself as a future teacher from this assignment. Every one of my course assignments has a reflection, because what we know from research is that students learn more when they reflect about their own learning. So a reflection is different from a conclusion. A conclusion might say, in conclusion, I did this, I went here, I saw this, I did that. A reflection is more about what did you learn. So think about what didn't you know about yourself before this assignment that you now are aware of yourself as a teacher. Maybe it's a strength, maybe it's a weakness, maybe it's something about your writing. And finally, a separate writing reflection. What have you learned about writing from this assignment? Because you have to write in APA format and you have to follow some of the rules that we learned in Module 2. What did you learn about yourself as a writer? Interestingly, this is graded heavily on writing and APA. So there's a second set of considerations that only have to do with writing in APA format. Here are some things that you need to include in your paper. First of all, you need to include a title page. And so you can look at the sample paper I gave you in Module 2 to see what that title page should include. Your name, the date, the title of the assignment, the professor's name, etc. You should put page numbers on your assignment because I'm going to be looking for that. The body of the assignment itself should be about 3 to 4 double-spaced pages. not including the title page, the appendix, or the reference page. You should have headings in your paper. Remember, the first time you use a heading, it is centered. If you have headings within that headed section, it's left justified, and all headings are bolded. I like to see this paper have some headings. One idea is to put a heading every time you shift to a different topic. For example, my journey into teaching could be a heading. Strengths, weaknesses could be headings. Reflection could be heading. You should include one or more citation properly formatted. This can be from your online textbook, it could be from an article or a website, and you should have a matching reference at the end of the paper. You need to include an appendix properly formatted. It could be a picture, a screenshot, or something else. Remember, appendices are not generally a lot of text. So if it's a lot of text, you would probably put it in the body of your narrative. But an appendix, for example, might be a screenshot of your school if you're talking about a school. And you need to letter them Appendix A, Appendix B if you have more than one. And you need to refer to them in the body of your text. So you might say, I went to such and such elementary school, see Appendix A. And then in Appendix A, you would include the body, the picture of your school. Your references should match your citations. So if you have a citation, you must have a reference for it. If you have a reference without a citation, I'm going to say you don't need a reference if you have no citation. So make sure if there's a reference, if there's a citation, you have a matching reference for it. Citations and references should be in appropriate APA format, which we covered in Module 2. So you're going to proof your paper after you write it, and you're going to submit it to the link in the Teacher Narrative folder. Now, how will your paper be graded? Since it's worth 15% of your grade, you'll want to know that. So the first part is on content. Did you describe your journey into teaching? Did you describe the type of teacher you want to be? Did you describe your strengths and weaknesses? Did you include a meaningful reflection, what you learned? And did you include a writing reflection, what you learned about writing? And those should be two separate sections. A big part of your paper's grade is on writing and APA. So did you have a title page? Was it properly formatted? Did it contain everything? Did you include page numbers? Was your paper double spaced? Did you include more than one heading? Did you have properly formatted headings? Were they centered and bolded if they're first level headings? Did you include a citation? Was it properly formatted? Did you include an appendix? Was it properly formatted? Did you include a reference that matched your citation? And was it properly formatted? And lastly, did you have few or no spelling or grammatical errors? That's it. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or look online for my office hours, and I'd be happy to chat with you during those. Thanks, everybody.